Have you ever felt like you're working in a hall of mirrors where your every success is somehow reflected back as your boss's genius? Dealing with a narcissistic boss can feel just like that, a constant battle for recognition where always one step behind. It's draining, demoralizing, and can make you question your own value. I've been there, and I want to share a strategy that not only helped me survive, but actually thrive, focusing relentlessly on my achievements. It started subtly. A project I led was praised in a company-wide meeting, but my boss presented it as his own initiative, generously mentioning I'd helped execute his vision. At first, I was just confused. Then it happened again with a major client I had landed. He told his superiors how he'd guided me every step of the way, even though we had barely spoken about it. The frustration was immense. It felt like I was writing a story and he was just stamping his name on the cover. Confronting him was a non-starter. Any pushback was met with gaslighting or accusations of being ungrateful. I was on the verge of quitting, feeling completely invisible. That's when I decided to change my approach. Instead of fighting for verbal credit, which was a losing game, I started meticulously documenting my work. I wasn't just doing my job. I was building a case for my own competence, for myself. Every task, every milestone, every piece of positive feedback from colleagues or clients was recorded. I created a private document, my achievement log, that detailed the projects I initiated, the problems I solved, and the quantifiable results. For example, instead of just noting completed the Q3 marketing campaign, I wrote led the Q3 marketing campaign from concept to execution, resulting in a 15% increase in user engagement and a 20% growth in leads. Exceeding targets by 5%. This wasn't about being petty, it was about reclaiming my narrative. This log became my anchor. Whenever my boss took credit for my work in a meeting, I no longer felt that sting of injustice. Instead, I felt a quiet confidence. While he was busy with the performance, I was busy collecting the facts. This process had an unexpected side effect. It massively boosted my own self-esteem. Seeing my accomplishments laid out in black and white reminded me of my skills and my value, independent of his validation. It was a powerful shift from seeking external approval to cultivating internal certainty. The next step was to make my work visible, but strategically. I stopped relying on my boss to be my spokesperson. I started sending concise, data-driven, weekly update emails to him and, when appropriate, other relevant stakeholders. These weren't long, rambling reports. They were bullet points of progress and results. This week, my initiative to streamline the data entry process was implemented, reducing processing time by an average of 10%. It wasn't accusatory. It was just factual reporting. This created a paper trail that was impossible to ignore or dispute. It subtly established my ownership of my work in a professional and non-confrontational way. When performance review season came around, I was prepared. Instead of going in and waiting for his assessment, I brought my achievement log. I walked him through my contributions, armed with specific examples and metrics. It completely changed the dynamic of the conversation. He couldn't dismiss or downplay my successes when the evidence was right there. He could unframe my work as his own when I had a documented history of my initiatives and their outcomes. For the first time, I felt in control of my own career narrative within that toxic environment. This strategy of focusing on achievements didn't change my boss's personality. He was still a narcissist, but it changed my experience of working for him. It insulated me from his manipulation and protected my professional self-worth. It turned a situation that felt hopeless into a powerful exercise in self-advocacy and professional growth. Ultimately, this detailed record of my accomplishments became the foundation of my resume and the talking points for my next job interview, which led me to a much healthier and more appreciative work environment. So, if you're feeling invisible at work, don't just fight for the spotlight. Build your own. Document your wins, quantify your impact, and create your own record of success. Your career is your story. Make sure you're the one holding the pen.